What is going on, you filthy motherfuckers? Thank you all for jumping in today. My name is Danny Coldblood, aka MusicVidiot, and I'm here joined with the one, the only, Dibbes Gaming. What's up, Dibbes?
Hello.
How you doing? For all you guys that don't know, I was just at Dibbes' house. He let me stay at his house. I used his sheets, I used his bathroom, his toilet paper, and his soap. And some other things we won't get into too much, but the hospitality was great. Dibbes was awesome, really good person, really good guy. He did so much for us out there. We met up with Robin Rams. If you guys haven't seen the video on his channel that we did a little get together and a little fun thing, go ahead and check that out. And I got some videos and pictures I took out there. I'll be posting a video maybe tomorrow. I'm just working on it still and getting that out together so you guys can see the little adventure I had from my perspective and my camera's perspective. So all that, such a great time. Dibbes, it was a blast. And now I am back in the States and we're getting together to do a video all about Ron's new podcast, because even though I haven't been active for the past week, I was hanging out with Dibbes, and I don't know, Dibbes, I think that you also agree that one of the biggest updates happened during the week I was away in the Netherlands with you, and that is Ron's podcast coming out. So we have to we have to get into it, man. We have to get into it. So our plan is to play about a minute of the podcast, and then I'm going to pause it, and we're going to talk about it, our thoughts, and anything that we're thinking about, and then we're going to go ahead and maybe give you guys some pointers of what to look into and everything like that. So definitely stay tuned to this video. It's probably going to be around an hour long, but there's 24 minutes in the podcast. We're going to stop the podcast 24 times, give our 2 cents, and then continue on with it. So it's kind of like dissecting it in a little in a way, but I can't wait to get into this video because there's a lot to talk about when hearing this podcast. So, what do you think about this, Dibbes? It's pretty some crazy shit, isn't it?
Well, it's like coincidence, like when you were staying at my place and with your girlfriend, and then suddenly this came out, and we were listening to the same music for over 4 years with the same radio stations. Like, yeah, okay, there was lab radio, which everybody loved, not, and. But apart from that, there was no. We were still listening to the same music, and now suddenly, after 4 years, exactly right after the previous update with the alien egg mission, suddenly this came out, and I was still thinking. I talked to you about that when you were here. Excuse me. That I think maybe the alien egg mission was like, for Rockstar to see how many people are still searching the codes, how fast our things are found, so that they like before going live with this update, that they wanted to check things, how the mystery is still going, because after 4 years with no updates on music whatsoever, suddenly Ron has a new mystery radio show on him, like, and it's a pre-recorded show, and
right.
So because GTA Online, of
it's
course,
like we're getting hit with like a tidal wave of info. The alien egg mission online, and now the podcast online. It's like, what the fuck are they doing there? But the scary thing is, it's only stuff given to us online. Are they forgetting about us?
No, the radio show is in single player. That's why I was excited, because the alien mission, the mission about the alien, I don't play online. So I thought it was awesome.
So the podcast it's also online though, right? The podcast, or is it just
it's online. No, it's on both. It's on both.
Okay.
And that's why I got excited, because they put it in single player, and finally they did something in single player.
Yeah, and that's odd. That's odd. Just out of everything, out of new, because like before, like you said, they had lab radio. This is not a new station. This is just one. Not even a song. It's just a podcast. We know sound is important. And it's coming through the speakers, and so we're definitely going to dissect this and look into it and give you our first thoughts on it as we go through it.
And before we get started, I want to point out that for me this is a big thing, because they let Ron come to the studios. They gave him a text for 24 minutes long text that with lines in it that Rockstar wrote to speak that. And so they were thinking about it. They were thinking what Ron has to say.
Right. It
And
costs money.
so
That's all money
it
to have
costs
him come in
money,
the
it
studio.
costs time, it costs effort. And so that's why I think this is the clue we are waiting for. And now it's up to us to join forces, work together, and I hope that when we are talking about this, because these are our first thoughts, but I hope that everybody keeps an open mind and their own thoughts, because what I say doesn't have to be the truth. What Danny says doesn't have to be the truth. You could be the one, or maybe the guys who are gonna watch later and have their own thoughts. Everybody can hit the jackpot, and that's why I like that. It's all open now again.
Right. That's awesome. Before we get started, I want to go throw a couple shout outs to everybody that's jumping in. We have Soy Marcos, we have The Dude, Hublo Jefferson, Oh Brittany, Mac Highlights, Tibran Osick Carlos, Bikey Beckers. We have, there was somebody in here that was talking about being in the Netherlands as well. They're like, oh, we missed you guys. I'll get to him in a second. I can't remember his name. Einjiz Mulf, Steve G, Chief AWG, Tim Knight, Paul Curie, and who was it that was talking about that? Let me see here. Scroll up. I wanted to get to his name. We have Chubby Chris. What's up, Chubby Chris? David Donegan. Trippy Dutchman. He said, too bad I missed you guys. I live in Amsterdam. Well, Amsterdam was definitely crazy. It was an awesome treat, and it was very green out there, if you guys know what I mean. Anyway, let's go ahead and start up the first minute. So we're going to play a minute of the podcast, pause it, we're going to talk about it, and then we'll continue on.
Hold on, okay, can I say just one more thing, Danny? Because I know Chubby Chris is watching, Illuminati is watching, and we're going to do this on the Xbox too, because we have a Chiliad Mystery group there. And those are great mystery hunters there in the chat. So we have a good group here. And we didn't forget about you, but this on the PlayStation, you can broadcast on YouTube, and we can't do that on the Xbox. So this is the reason why.
Right.
I just wanted to let them know that we didn't forget about them.
Yeah, you guys are our brothers from another mother. We got you. Don't worry about that. It's all gravy, baby. So this is the Ron's podcast first minute, and then we're gonna get back to you and let you know our thoughts. And in the comments, you guys can let us know what you think as well. Here we go.
Press play.
Running out for all of us, for the country, for the state of San Andreas, and also, even more importantly, for the world. That's the truth. The truth about time on a show that is all about truth, whatever the cost. Today on Blaine County Radio Community Hour, I, Ronald Jakowski, am going to blow the doors off your consciousness until you are unconscious. I'm the one to tell you the truth. There will be no more lies, no more fake news. Not here, not now.
Okay, so that was 59 seconds. And so far, man, I hear a bunch of shit. Time, the truth, which we know is kind of like Omega in this game. The truth from San Andreas. It's also here in San Andreas again in GTA5. Unconsciousness.
The air alarm.
Right?
Yeah,
unconsciousness, talking about
also.
being in a dream state. The first minute holds a bunch of fucking clues, if you ask me, man. It's packed with clues, and then this location that we're at is something that you've brought up, and I think it relates completely to the first couple seconds of that podcast. If you guys don't remember, Dibbes, if you want to take it away, this is your discovery, or you're the one that I remember posting about this. So this
Yeah,
plays
I
right
posted
into it.
about it. It's a discovery from Kyle E. Kyle E. I don't know. I think this is his real name. His YouTube name is E Hunter or something. I don't know. But his name is Kyle. He's on the Facebook mystery group. He showed this to me, and I showed it in my video. But it starts off with the air alarm, like when their bombs are coming in the Second World War. You hear woo, and
Right.
so yeah, and that's also a big clue. And I don't know what that could mean yet, but something is coming from the sky. Like normally they use that in the war, that air attacks are coming, like planes flying over. But it also could be like UFOs invading. So that's a clue, something to think about. And then he talks about time. And later in this video, you will hear him talk about power, solar power, oil, everything. So immediately I thought about water and power. And you see here the things that are missing. There are two words missing, and that's public entrance. Visitors must sign in and wear passes at all time, like in time.
Yeah,
And
in is missing, and so is time.
And time. Yeah, in time. So, and if you know that at the entrance, just 100 yards away from here, there are like 7 trigger points found in the coding, and we haven't discovered what it is, but in time, and he talks about time, and later on in the video he talks about power and oil and solar and windmills and everything. So I think, and since that the map is almost 20% all about power, like the quarry, the windmills, the water dam. It's all on the east of the map, and so in time. And when he talks about time, I immediately I thought about this sign again. So that because this is deliberately, because on the other ones they are there. It's correct, but on this one,
You know what it also makes me think about, Dibbs, is I was working with Delta a lot, and we had a thing where we were really working it hard, and that was mission orders. And when he had everything done in what he believed was the right order, he was about a week in game away from beating the game, and that was exactly when he got that that radio commercial saying that what was it, a meteorite is going to strike and destroy the world or whatever in a week. So that's also something I think about, is if you do it in the right amount of time, the right mission orders might fit in there. There's a lot to think about when even listening to the first 60 seconds of that podcast. Man.
yeah.
A lot.
I know Illuminati did all everything on gold, and just one on silver, and there is a different thing on Dr. Freelander, but that will go on later in the video. But
yes, yeah.
But yeah, okay. But this for the first minute, I'd just like to point this out. But everybody who is watching now and have different thoughts, you could be right too. So
Right,
I'm just speculating. First thoughts video.
right. Let's play the second minute here.
The truth is that just as the universe began with a bang nobody heard, some scientists have recently discovered it is going to end in much the same way. And they are suppressing that fact to avoid panic. On today's show, which in case the world has already ended, I want to make clear it is actually a pre-recorded podcast we do once a week. We're going to talk about science, and not the kind that rappers drop, but the kind that you don't understand until someone explains it to you. That's me. I'm that someone. I'm about to pull back that curtain once again and show you nasty, unpleasant things you can't unsee.
Okay, so that's 2 minutes and 1 second, and I heard a couple things. Bang, right? Talking about the bang. Now it makes me think of the blast.
Yeah, the big bang.
Blast that you can't hear inside of Mount Chiliad, where the Epsilon tract is hidden. It's
Oh,
the
this is a good
clue,
one. Yeah,
right? Go to
where
where
the
the
blast is
blast.
not felt.
Yes. Okay. Well, maybe there's a bang, or there's also grenades found right at the dock over there by Mount Chiliad, over in the LMOC. Um, he also talks about scientists, which we know we have the scientists over at the satellites, and we
Yeah,
also
they're
have
gone.
right, they're
They put it
gone.
out, and why? And why did they do that?
And then
And
think
now
about
they're
the
bringing
lab,
it back
right?
again.
The lab is
They're
somewhere
bringing it
where
back again.
right, right, and they're bringing them back, and then you got a lab, right? This podcast is a new sound introduced into the game, new noise for us to listen to and hear. Well, the lab, like we mentioned earlier, was a new sound. It was a new station, and a lab could be a dog. It could be a laboratory where scientists work. A couple different things that I'm picking out of while listening to that second minute. What are you thinking about, Debs?
Yeah, he's talking about he recorded it, so he assumed that already something would have happened.
Yeah,
And
like the end of the world
somebody
is coming
found,
close. Yeah.
yeah, and somebody have posted a little clip of when you had the bunker, when you can buy the bunker, you also, in the next update, you could buy a truck. And there was like an NPC in that truck, and he said it's gonna be real snuggling here when the time comes. So he was talking about the time comes too, and I will make a when I do a video about this, because this is first thoughts, of course. I will put it in the description. No, in the video, because he was talking about when it's gonna be real snuggling here when the time comes, and he's talking about Apocalypse 2, and so I'm not sure what to think about it yet, but I think Rockstar is going to something big here,
Right.
and
And especially
I
the
hope
music, the
it's
overtone, like when he's talking, if you notice, I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but while Ron's talking in this first 2 minutes, there's real, like, deep, like, strange music. And it almost reminds me of, like, the Space Docker or something alien, like, it's like, and it just makes you feel like it's abnormal. It's unlike humanity. It's not humane. It's out of this world, something foreign to us. And I don't know if that's a subliminal message from Rockstar using sound as well to show us that this might have something to do with the apocalypse or something out of this world and maybe an attack from aliens or whatever. But I noticed that as well.
yeah, and no, I agree. I agree. I have nothing to add with that.
Okay, let's go ahead and play the next minute.
This is it. The chance to see the big, dirty, ugly, and very suppressed truths that I've discovered. And also, to shine a light on the liars who keep us ignorant so they can sell us fear when it suits them, and complacency when that suits them better. That's weird, isn't it? Like sometimes the deep state wants us terrified, so it spreads lies that sedate us. Like WMDs or STIs, the FIB, STDs, TPI, always acronyms. Always damn acronyms. Terror through acronyms. Why is that? Because initials, they frighten us. Subconsciously. That's a verifiable fact a psychologist told me during a session about my father.
Fact, okay, that's taking me right to the Epsilon. I'm hearing a bunch of different shit, man. I'm hearing TPI. He said at the very end, and he kind of stopped himself, like he didn't want to say TPI. And that's Trevor Phillips Industries. A lot of stuff in that minute, Dibbs. I hear lies, a lot of things about lies, and we know with these underground bunkers, and me and you both talked about Marvin Trill, who had an underground bunker on liesdamnlies.net or
Oh yeah,
.com,
yeah.
right, back from GTA 4, and that was all about time. As in my video when I talked about Marvin Trill, I showed the exact web page from GTA 4, and there's a skull with a clock in it. So that brings back the time that we've heard in the second minute, and then the lies, damn lies, with he's talking about lies and underground bunkers, and all of this shit is fucking tying into each other. And it's all Rockstar, it's all their games, it's all the series of Grand Theft Auto. It's all leading up to something. Dibbes, what's your thoughts on that last minute?
I totally agree, and he talks about initials and that they're scary and that the world of mass destruction, WMD, and he talks about I forgot the other one.
It's funny how he even says TPI and then stops himself at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, Trevor's the only one that we've seen in the online with the heists. Okay, we didn't see Michael or Franklin. I think that Trevor is one of the main characters of focus. A lot of people want to kill Trevor off. I'm an advocate for Trevor. I think that he's the most real, down-to-earth, non-fake motherfucker in the game. And if anything,
he's loyal.
He's loyal as a fuck. He's the best friend you can possibly fucking have, even if it's at the expense of your family or your penis. Either way, it is definitely shown in this game that Trevor is... It's all perspective, right? Some people, when they first started playing the game, you think that Trevor's the bad guy, but over time, I feel opposite. I think that he's almost the good guy.
Do you think that those that we should looking for initials, or we shouldn't?
I think
are
that's...
they lies?
That could be... No, I don't know. I think it's very smart to look for stuff. You found at the Humane Labs, or you showed me at the Humane Labs, that those weird initials or words or letters over at that top of the building over in the Humane Labs. Like, that's weird. There's those weird numbers and shit over on the side of the one highway on the eastern side of the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that could be summed up as initials or acronyms or whatever the fuck he wants to call them, but a lot of things to think about and look into. A lot of things to look into.
Oh crap! I forgot what I wanted to say.
Should I play the next minute?
No, yeah. Begin with the next minute.
Okay, here we go, guys. Next minute.
And it explains a lot. But at the same time, all the real things we should be scared to death of? Food tolerance, contrails, banking conspiracies, Lyme disease, all the truths they don't want us to see? Then the government keeps very quiet. I'm about to explain everything. It's time to pull back the curtain, people. I love that metaphor for a reason. Again, that came up in a session about my father. But I'd rather not talk about that. This is meta-knowledge. That means big science to take on the big, nasty, deep state. Some people wrote in to say they're tired of my gong. You might as well be tired of the truth. Now,
so he keeps on saying basically the same stuff. I didn't see too much new stuff in that, except for maybe sound. He's focusing on the gong, which is sound, again, musical instrument,
and the curtain.
And the curtain.
He's going. Yeah, he's bringing that up later on too. He keeps talking about the curtain.
And another thing that he brought up is his father. It ended the last minute and then started the beginning of this minute with his father. Now, it's kind of suspicious how Ron and Trevor are next door neighbors, good friends, even business partners. And Trevor has an issue with his mommy. He's got a mommy issues. And Ron has daddy issues. Is there something to look into with that? That is something that is suspicious to me as well.
Yeah, and I was thinking about, because he's talking about like he has therapy sessions about his father.
Yep.
And I know that there at Dr. Freelander you get, like, in the end of the game you get like an end result. I don't know the English word, but like how you play the game.
Yep.
And I was wondering if the word curtain comes up there, and when it does, that we have to take a look at that specific part of that evaluation.
Yeah.
Because later on, he's going to talk about the curtain again.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. He's
Yeah,
talking a
just
lot about the
speculating here.
truth, right? He's talking a lot about
Yeah.
truth, and we
I'm
know
going to
that
listen to the truth once again. I'm going to look at all the audio I can find and listen, because he's mentioning it so much. So maybe
and the
we've missed
truth is
something.
just like Omega. A lot of people correlate them two together as the same character, basically. You know, more things change, the more they stay the same. That saying is found in a clock, guys. In a clock, on the perimeter of a clock in this game.
Yeah,
It
true.
says the
Yeah.
more things change, the more they stay the same. So even though we have Omega,
In
it's a
French,
lot
it says
like
in
the truth.
French.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
in
in
French.
French. Yeah, that's one of my very first discoveries actually as a hunter was that clock. I was zooming in on a clock and I noticed that the outer rim had French words and I looked it up and the more
Yeah,
things
it's near
change, the
the.
more they stay the same.
Yeah, for people who want. Yeah, for people who want to find it themselves. It's at the library where you can find Kate from the Children of the Mountain, like the big library
It's
near
right
Michael's
next
house.
to yeah,
Yeah, right
it's
next
right
to
next
it.
to Mount Zona or that hospital.
Yeah,
It's right
yeah, behind
here
it. Yeah.
on the map, guys. I think it's right here. It's right in this area. I'll have to, if you guys are interested enough, I'll go ahead and I'll make a second video on it. But it's right in this area. But
Again, time.
yes, time. It's on the clock,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of characters and a lot of the same storyline. Even a lot of the missions, jumping on the train, and there's so many missions that are almost identical to each other. It's just from one game to another. It's very true. So we might be able to correlate the truth and Omega as the same thing. You know, they talk about duality a lot on the radio. Okay, on the radio in this
And
game, they talk
subconscious.
about
Yeah,
duality.
yeah, and subconscious. No, crap. I don't know. I don't know even know how to pronounce it in English. Subconsciousness or something.
Subconsciousness.
He's talked about in the last segment too again. So
A lot
yeah,
of stuff.
something to keep in the back of the mind too.
Here's minute 4.
I've finished the monologue bit, and to kick things off, I'd like to welcome to the show a different sort of guest to the one we usually get here. Sophia Biles Carmichael, a senior fellow at the American Truth Institute, a prominent think tank in the capital, an expert who has published papers about the economy and all the regulations that the state uses to suppress Americans. Welcome, Miss Biles Carmichael.
Yes, thank you, and you're welcome. So lovely to be here.
So, what does your think tank do? Do you drive it around, or is it like a pool?
No, Ron, not exactly. We are a group of thought leaders who help take the burden off elected governments. We help set policy by drafting legislation so the politicians, they don't have to think about really difficult issues.
Okay, Carmichael. Her name is Sophia Carmichael, which makes me
Yeah,
think about
both something
Michael, right? Michael.
Yeah.
Maybe even vehicles. It is Grand Theft Auto, so cars. Carmichael. Maybe her name should be searched. Maybe it's something that we can find. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
she's even on the Vinewood Walk of Fame. I do the Shoot for the Stars every week. Maybe her name will come up one of these days in one of those descriptions of one of those people that we learn about. And also Think Tank. Do you remember that episode on one of the cartoons? I can't remember which cartoon it was, but it was one of my first videos where it shows them going into a secret area by the fish tank, opening up, and they go into like a UFO area in one of the GTA5 like cartoons if you watch on the TV. I can't remember which episode that was or even what the name of the cartoon was, but there is a cartoon that you can watch in this game where it's an aquarium, it's a tank, right? She's talking about think tanks. Well, think tanks, okay? And the tank opens up and you go into like a UFO room and they have things on the walls and it says like dinosaurs and stuff like that in this cartoon. That makes me think of that when she talks about think tanks and stuff like that. So those are my thoughts on that clip.
Oh, okay. I got a totally different view on that. I know a think tank is like where creative, smart people come together and think about the world problems. And I think you got one in America too, where all grade alike come together and think about that. And I tried to Google the name, but I told you my English isn't so great. So I tried to Google Sophia Bowles Carmichael, but I didn't know how to spell bowls, like bowling or bowls. So I got lost there, and I thought, okay, I will ask you when we do the video.
It could be
And
balls,
maybe,
like a ball sack, or it could be bowl, like you said, like bowling, going bowling, because there's a lot of clues connected to bowling that I still can't crack, if you get my gist. Like the bowling penitentiary, right? We have bowling shirts that only Trevor can wear. Those props for the stunts, for the stunt stuff, was bowling balls and pins. They really do focus on bowling a lot in a lot of different ways. So yeah, there might be meaning behind her name, Sophia Bowl Carmichael. That could be split
yeah,
up and
I
really
was,
thought
yeah,
about.
yeah, I just I thought that maybe if you Google it, then something will come up. But usually when I do that, I type in a name and I instantly put the name mystery behind it. Like uh, it, yeah, that helps me out. And sometimes something comes up, so if somebody knows how to spell it right, then. Or if you know, if you already Googled it, then by the way, so I wonder what's will come up. Probably nothing, but still, because yeah, we still have to look into it, I think.
Yeah, it's still worth looking into. Definitely. Here is minute 5 of Ron's podcast.
Oh, hold on, because I get
Uh-oh.
a circle where people attack you, so I'm running
Oh,
out of the circle.
you're in the gang
Yeah,
attack.
it just starts. I didn't ask for it. And in single play, you can take your time, look at everything, and in here, in online, you always get shot by people, other people, or just like this shit happens. I didn't ask for a gang attack. Piss off.
All right, here we go, guys. Minute 5 of Ron's podcast.
And instead have an advocacy group that does it for them. Really, I guess, Ron, you could say we're patriots. Ron, there are a lot of mistruths out there.
I know that. I know.
Yes.
Look, I wake up every day to expose it.
Yes, Ron, and as an American, I thank you for that. Listen,
I know.
Okay.
But, no, I
Wait,
don't.
listen, Ron.
No, I am listening to you. I am.
Ron, okay, great.
Why do
listen.
you? No, wait. Why do you think I'm not listening to you? I'm right here. I am
Ron,
listening.
okay,
No, I
listen.
am. I'm listening. Why do you? I'm listening.
Yes, of course. Well, we, much like you, see ourselves as outsiders against the bubble. The government media expert bubble, bursting the bubble. Bubbles are for children to chase on a summer day, or for a woman to spend hours popping those packing bubbles while drinking wine and cursing her newly ex-husband. You know what, Ron? Let me put it to you like this. Do you think for 1 minute that the same people that lied to you about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny aren't lying to you about climate change, Ron?
Okay, so I didn't find much until the very end right there when she said climate change, and we know that on the beach and other places it says the climate is not changing, fact, and that all ties into our tsunami theories and our natural disaster theories. Anything that you think about when you hear that, Dibbes?
Well, he's talking about I am listening. I am listening. Why don't you think I am listening? And if you go to him, he's always so busy with his walkie-talkie, and he's talking just like Omega does, by the way. And I always thought to myself, who are they talking to? Because he's talking when you go there with Franklin. Omega is talking into his walkie-talkie. He says carbon life form, etc. But he's talking to someone who is at the other line. Who is on the other line?
Right.
And yeah, so that's a mystery for me. And oh crap, they're still shooting at me. Piss off. But he says I'm listening. And he used to repeat that also on his previous radio show. You hear that a lot too. And when you go there, sometimes he is there staring at the sky and looking for a signal with his walkie-talkie. like he wants to listen. So that's why he got so annoyed about, hey man, why don't you think I'm not listening? I am listening. So listening sounds that just in this minute just that what was like stick to me in this minute.
And maybe it's even telling us to listen closer to this podcast. Maybe we're
Yes,
supposed to
yeah,
really
yeah,
focus and listen.
yeah.
So maybe there's, there's stuff that
Or in the
I
game
do
with
believe.
sound and the
Yeah.
peyote had a sound. The
You just
Leonora,
you just came out
everything's
with a
got a
video.
sound.
You just came out with a video a couple minutes before we went
Yeah,
live today, talking about listening and music and connecting it to other,
yeah. Oh man, I still think because everything is the most of the things are found, and now it's time to connect them. So in time, he's talking about time. He's talking about listening. He's talking about sound. So I think combine it, and now we have to find a place. And later on in the video, he talks about climate change, laboratory. He does talk about a lot, but we will get there. But for me, those things stand out: listening, sound, time. Uh, yeah, okay, that's what I
Right. We're
getting
about a
to.
quarter of the way through right now. So just to speed it up, how about we go? We'll do 2 minutes at a time now. We'll go because a lot of this is going to be them arguing a little bit and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
yes,
not going
yeah,
to be worth
true.
it to stop every minute, guys. So we'll do every 2 minutes. So here's from 6 minutes to 8 minutes of Ron's podcast.
Um, my parents. No.
Yes, Mommy and Daddy were lying to you.
Please.
They were buying into the BS. Ron, it's common sense. Climate changes every day.
Damn.
Hot in the middle of the day, cooler at night. This all balances out. There's nothing to worry about. We don't need to panic, America. It's going to be okay. Mainstream science and the mainstream media are two sides of the same coin, Ron. But you know what? I think the American people are smarter than that. They know when people are lying to them.
Yeah. Yes. See, scientists are wrong all the time.
Yes.
Yes. They're the worst.
They are.
Like when they say there's no sound in space, but then all of a sudden I see these space movies and they're really loud. Everyone sees that. What does that mean?
Okay, Ron. Let's talk to the listeners for a second. I am going to name some times science was wrong. They told us the Earth was flat. It is not. We know it's round. They said the pyramids were built by aliens. They said we would run out of oil by now, but it is cheaper than ever. Smoking. Did you know doctors used to say smoking was good for you? That's sort of how I feel about climate change. Y2K, people, bullshit.
I knew it. I knew Y2K was bullshit.
Yeah.
I knew that. They told me that society was going to collapse, and it totally did not. I was ready. I still have a bunker left over. It's still full of macaroni and cheese and cigarettes and some hot dogs and some dog food, okay? I kept all that stuff for the wayfaring strangers that might appear every once in a while. I would have given my body, too. I would have. I thought about that.
Okay, a lot of things in that 2 minutes. A lot of things. He talked with the bunker, with the Y2K. We have that bunker that's at the end of Sandy Shores airstrip over there that we still can't get inside of. That is almost identical to the same entrance as the bunker that we enter for the murder mystery. Okay, now the Marvin Trill guy with the Y2K. That's why he had an underground bunker. We brought up Marvin Trill earlier from GTA4, Lies Damn Lies. Okay, he had an underground
And
bunker.
he was the radio host. He was the
And
radio
he was
host
also
for
the radio host. Yes, yes.
Area 53.
Yeah, and they're talking about aliens. A lot of shit, man. And if you think about it, what did you just make a video? I don't want to ruin your video that you just made before we went live, but he just said about alien movies with noise and sound and how loud it is. Is that not a clue to us maybe having to open up our ears, a big ear, like these satellite dishes that we're looking at, a little bit harder and closer so we can maybe see exactly what Rockstar is giving us, man. So much in that 2 minutes. I couldn't believe how jam-packed with clues that was. That was a lot of hints, in my opinion.
Yeah, they put an alien egg mission in the game in the last update. I can't look into codes because I don't own a PC. But who's not to say there are actually new sound files there or new Morse code there? Because he keeps on talking about listening, and he's talking about space too. There is no sound, but that he hears it in alien movies, that he hears sound in alien movies, and I just made a video about the sound, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, that they communicate with the UFO through sound. And again, speculation, but it keeps coming back. Sound, time, listening, even in this clip. So yeah, and
Yeah,
the
it's fucking
bunker
crazy.
again, the bunker.
Yeah, the bunker.
And I'd like to remind you again that the NPC in that truck, he says it's gonna be real snuggle in here when the time comes. Like there is something coming, and we started off the video with the air alarm, like when something comes from the sky. I think near apocalypse is coming, and I hope just we can activate it or how to activate it.
Right, right. Here is minute 8 through 10 of Ron's podcast.
Like a lot of Americans that did that, and I applaud you for that. Science is a lie, but the American people, they don't believe in lies. We're a nation of cowboys, card sharks, individuals who all like the same things. We're too smart to fall for science.
Yes, I know that.
The lies of the mainstream science are measurable. Big data.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what that is exactly, but I hate that.
Essentially, the liberals are giving away your tax money for windmills. I mean, have you seen the windmills outside of town? They ruin everything. They ruin the view from people's houses. They built windmills, and we went for the most powerful country in the world to irrelevancy.
Absolutely.
One couple living near a wind farm told me the windmills are so loud and distracting, they can't even make love. Imagine that. I mean, staring at each other in rage and shame, wanting nothing more than to flee the room, and this relationship. Ron, look at Holland.
Yeah, look at Holland. Is Holland the Netherlands? Is that, no, look, I've had the same problem. Did you know that windmills are being used to let the government see what's going on in your house? It's a giant antenna. It is literally a giant antenna. Nobody's talking about it. Literally nobody.
Well, let's open up the conversation. Let's talk about solar. What a scam, cheap crap, all made in China. We don't make anything here in America, except for hot dogs, video games, and complacency. Wake up. Fundamentally, 85% of scientists are big liars, only interested in their own agenda. I know this because I have dated one. And these are bogus studies that they're talking about. The models are unreliable.
Oh, yes. You know, I've heard that models are very unreliable.
All right, so it's awesome that they brought up Holland and the Netherlands. Maybe Rockstar's watching Dibbes Gaming after all, and Robin Rams. Who knows? But,
Yeah.
you know, she brought up the couple. And
I don't think so.
She brought up the couple that can't have sex. Remember, in single player, we have to go to a trailer right in this area with the windmills, and there's the two homosexual guys that are fucking in the trailer, and you can go ahead and have a little interaction with them. And I think that she might be referring to that as well. But here we have the windmills, and some of them move, some of them don't. We do have antennas in this area, and it has the CB twats, and you can even go further and say that they're close to the hippie camp, which has the WOW signal, right, and the frequencies, and the big ear telescopes, and radio telescopes, and all of the shit that we've been talking about and talking about and talking about. They go ahead and confirm the relevancy by bringing this shit up in this podcast. Dibbes, what are your thoughts on the last 2 minutes of Ron's podcast?
Well, the first minute was all about scientists and what I thought about when I thought about that scientists, first of all, that the scientists were removed. I don't know why. And it's still a question why it was removed, because they were protected by the FIB, and suddenly it was gone. There's still scientists there, so maybe we have to get another look at that. But I'm going back to the Galileo building, where you got all those strange, the flojoscope, you got the miasma thing, you got multiple companies there, housed there in a Galileo house, and they are all to be found in the humane labs. And that's this first thing, if you talk about scientists, and they keep bringing up scientists that they lie, and later on they will talk about a disease is escaped the lab, and this thing here, an antenna, the Netherlands, and it's funny you say. I laughed so hard when they talked about the Netherlands, and there were like 2 seconds in my mind that they would actually listen or looked at my videos, but come on, I'm too small for that, and I just hope
Not
they don't watch.
necessarily. Not
Yeah, but I
necessarily.
just don't hope they watch Senendo or something. Like,
Oh
man,
no,
then
I'm sure they already have him on
that
block. I'm sure.
yeah,
Once
but
they found out
then
that
I
he
would
has the only
understand that
copy of
they
GTA 6 before they even do, they probably blocked his ass.
then I would understand that they go full force on shortcuts, but because if only those people play it. But
Another thing
we're
that she
drifting
brought
off.
up, another thing that she brought up was cowboys, right? And that makes me think of even the weapons that we were given. Like we have some weapons that are directly from Red Dead Redemption, like the revolver, right? And we have Cowboys, Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption 2. Could that been a oh, I didn't think that was gonna kill you. Could that I'm sorry. Could that been a clue of what's to come, of maybe what maybe to look for? Me and you were speculating at your house when we were together, and we were talking with Robin Rams, and we were saying how cool would it be? I think you were the one that even said it. How cool would it be to have the mural in Red Dead Redemption 2, like hidden in some weeds or something behind some, like before it's fully seen
Yeah.
here in this game. Just talking about different stuff, but the thoughts aren't originating from nothing. They're sparking from stuff like this podcast that make you think about things. When they say cowboys, what the fuck else are you gonna think of except for the cowboy game that they created, Red Dead Redemption? So a lot of stuff to think about, and it's just a big train ride, if you will, of clues, in my opinion, given to us by the creators of the game, designers, and everything. When they give us stuff like these podcasts and these different things to listen to and look at. So a lot of stuff so far.
I want to point. Yeah, I want to point out one more thing is that I know we're not close to it, but I know this area is protected by Merriweather. In the end, there on at the end of the windmill park, you see a little electricity thing. You see the Merriweather board. So the government is here involved too. And that woman, the Sophia, she's talking about the government and that she is a think tank, and so the government doesn't have to worry about those things. Again, just first thoughts, bringing it up. Don't know what to think about it yet. Just bringing it up.
Right, I agree with
And
you.
I love the fact that the Netherlands were involved. And if this is really like which I think the biggest clue we had for 4 years, and this will help to get solve the mystery. I'm just glad my little country just got named. But
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
the Dutch. They also said fuck the Dutch with the Pisswasser commercial. So that's
Yeah,
funny. So.
but they brought it up for a reason, and it was funny because your neighborhood that you live in, it was so awesome being at his house, guys, because he lives in a neighborhood with a windmill. The video is on Robin Ram's channel where we get together, but I also have some video footage of my own that I'll be posting on my channel of us at the windmill as well. So that video will be coming out tomorrow. But yeah, a lot of it and a lot of things to look ahead and check out the next minute or two here on Ron's podcast within the newest update on GTA 5.
Because they're vapid idiots on cocaine.
No, Ron, that's a different
Look, I also read on the internet a conspiracy theory that your group, the American Truth Institute, they're in the pocket of the fossil fuel industry.
No,
I heard that.
No. Listeners, that is not true. As I was saying, 85% of these scientists are on the payroll of China, and they want to shut down our gas stations and shove electric cars down our throats. How are we going to get anywhere? What are we going to do? Ride a bicycle, a unicycle?
I hate that. I hate the bicycles.
I've been hit by one, and it is very upsetting.
I hate bicycles and tricycles. I hate that almost as much as the bicycle.
Thank you. That's another part of our initiative. We did a study and found out that 85% of people that ride bicycles are awful people, garbage people. They think they own the road. Think about that for a minute. If they get in power, they may pass legislation so they do own the road.
They shave their legs.
If there is anything that should have us worried about American energy independence, it's that. Bald-legged men in tight clothes. Oh, it is a hellish vision.
Okay, let's hear some of the messages people have left on the Truth Seeker hotline.
Ron, big fan of the show. All of the guys on the ward are, well, at least the ones who can speak. Listen, I'm a truther. I believe in empirical evidence. Like, who the fuck are they kidding? If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. Fuck quarks and scientists. They really sold us a bill of goods. I mean, seriously, they expect us to believe AIDS comes from people having sex with monkeys? Hello? Listen, I've had sex with a monkey, and I assure any women listening, I haven't got AIDS.
Okay, so monkeys, we got the humane labs where there's actual monkeys in the game, and it's an animal in the game that we still can't turn into, or maybe we can if we find the right peyote, if it's out there, the golden peyote that turns you into a monkey. We've talked about that. We speculated on that idea. He talked more about scientists, again, bringing that up. He talked about the bicyclists and the tricyclists and how he hates that almost as much as the bicycle. Now, it's funny because when I was in the Netherlands, Dibbes, there's more bicyclists out there than people in cars, and it's so opposite here in America. Everyone drives cars. You don't really see many people on bikes. Over there, the parking lots are full of bicycles and mopeds. Nothing but bicyclists out there. And it's funny because I think that's still another hit on the Netherlands, because obviously if you know about that, then that's something that would make complete sense coming right after talking about the windmills. What'd you gather from that past couple minutes?
Well, nothing much. Just the fact that I hate them just as much as Rockstar and Ron does. They do take the road. They do take
Over
the
where
road
you
that
live, they
think they're
do.
about.
Yeah, where you live, they do. Over here, they're okay. They own the fucking road in the Netherlands. That's a fact. That's an epsilon fact.
Yeah, and the thing is that as a driver, you're always wrong. No matter if they caused the accident, you are wrong because they are like protected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
the
And they
pedestrian.
shave their legs. Yeah,
And they
their
shave their filthy fucking legs. Those cocksuckers. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead on with
okay.
the next 2 minutes.
I was sort of bruised, but just fine. People need to wake up. What's happening to this country? I mean, seriously. And another thing I was thinking about.
Okay, I think that's enough here. But look, he does have a point. Tyranny. Tyranny criminals are coming. We are so weak. Those criminals, they're going to invade our homes. Now, if I had a wife, they'd have their way with her. Now, I've thought about that a lot.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what's tyranny,
Maybe I would
Ron.
like that.
Okay, I'll tell you what's tyranny. Recycling wastes more energy than it saves, and it is disgusting. There's talk of making composting toilets mandatory in some parts of the country. That's the green agenda. Eating doo-doo. Watching and controlling the great people of America.
I agree. The government wants to see what I drink and what I defecate every night. And I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Let's play another caller here.
Hey, my stupid husband thinks it'd be fun if we did one of them DNA test kits. What if I find out I'm 1% minority? What do I tell people at parties? It's terrifying. I don't even know how to vote.
DNA tests? Ha! Now don't be a fool. Well, you're not putting my chromosomes in some database for the mainstream media to hand over to the government? Ha!
Wow, okay.
There is an assault on reality, and I am leading the charge! I don't need a DNA test. I wake up every day, and I don't want to be me. I'm not a fake man. I'm a real man. Do you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I think that what is wrong with this country is that people always wanting to be what they're not. We're not Europe. Haven't been in a long time. Keep your silly trains and your tiny beers. We're America, and you know what that means? We drive trucks that are built here in the good old US of A.
Okay, so I heard him say "wake up" on 2 different occasions. There could have been more. Wake up, America, and I wake up every day. He taking charge and taking action. A lot of different things. We talked about the dream state with Michael. Is he dreaming? A lot of us think that it's possible he could be living in a dream. The Fight Club theory. There's a lot of different things that come to my mind when he stresses wake up, America. I wake up every day. That stuck out to me a lot. What are you thinking about, Dibbes, on that? Anything?
Well, I'm starting to notice that those two, Ron and Sophia, are slowly beginning to part of each other with their opinions. Like, she is like against clean energy, like with the windmills, but he is referring to something else. And now I hear the same thing, that they are starting to get she's like for the government, he's against the government. So she's blaming China and she's like make America great again, and it's all China. But Ron has a different view on everything. He thinks everything is bad. But that's just my opinion about this thing, and I'm not sure, of course, but that's what I'm starting to notice, that they are wandering off. They were like thinking alike, and now they're starting to slowly take their own road, and I don't know the English word for it.
Right, their own path almost.
No, yeah.
I'm looking at, and this is something I'm going to bring up small, and if you're looking at my screen, because this is the video through my channel, but I'm looking at some of these antennas or whatever, these structures by the windmills, and I notice this a lot. I never bring it up because I don't know if it's too toasty for you guys, but there's axes. That's one thing I see clear as day on these like little radio towers. These when you look at them from a little bit of a distance, there's a white X, and they're talking about antennas and windmills. Maybe there is something to it, maybe not. But if you guys see the X, maybe there's some that are aligned like the mural, possibly.
I can't watch it. I can't watch it with you.
You see the windmills?
Because we have a
You see the windmills?
The windmills? Yeah.
You see to the left, see those lights on top of those
yeah, antennas, yeah.
If you see how they're X's, if you zoom in just a little bit, you'll see the X, the white X. It's there. And it seems like it's almost spotlight.
Oh no. I can't see it. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm zooming in, but yeah, that's why we have different opinions about that. But it doesn't mean that I'm right or you are wrong, or you are right and I'm wrong.
Yeah, there's just different ways
Yeah,
to look at things and
yeah,
different
different.
ways
Yeah,
to...
yes. I look at that a
Oh
different
man,
way.
especially with this filter. I hope you check out the actual screen on the video, Dibs, to see what I'm talking about
Okay,
later
yeah,
on.
maybe you can, maybe you can convince me when I watch the video,
Yeah, because it's fucking
because
bam.
I don't know where to look at, by the way. So,
Yeah, I see it. If I'm crazy, guys, let me know. But let's listen to the next 2 minutes of Ron's podcast.
Europe, they can keep their scientists, Ron. Name one scientist you would want to have a beer with. You can't, right, Ron? And that's the true test when picking climate policy or politicians. You say, would I want to get blackout drunk with this person? If the answer's no, then there you go. Don't vote for him.
Okay, here's another person that left a message on the Truth Seeker hotline. Go ahead.
Yo, Ron! How come nobody's talking about the weaponized weather? The hurricane that hit the East Coast recently? They can steer tornadoes with an app on the phone. It snowed in Los Santos more than once. But nobody talks about that. They don't talk about the press of a button you could be somebody else. I could press a button and be a little girl who gets lots of attention. How about that, Ron? I want to be a little girl.
Well, he makes an interesting point about the weather. People talk
Okay, I'm gonna stop that. That's 1 minute instead of 2 minutes
yes,
of time.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
stop it right the fuck there because that is something that me and Dibbs talked about when we were looking at this at his house. And the one thing I brought up when I heard that at his house was he made a point to talk about the weather, and then out of the weather he singled out snow. And when you guys go into director mode and you look at the different weather you can change the game to with director mode, snow is actually called Christmas. It's actually the holiday. It's like rainy, cloudy Christmas. It's not rainy, cloudy snow. It's rainy, cloudy Christmas. And I think that's something that stands out, like Michael the Santa, like Santa Claus, which they brought up earlier in this. We didn't actually talk about it when we stopped it, but a couple minutes ago they talked about Santa Claus and not believing in different things. And Santa's brought up again, and now snow and weather and tornadoes, and we talked about the natural disasters and now the weather. But think about it, snow is a big fucking thing here. One of the biggest Easter eggs in the game comes from having to have snow, and that is the golden peyote to turn us into Bigfoot. Just like he could turn into a little girl at a push of a button, we can also turn into Bigfoot at a push of a button when we have snow. Dibbs, what do you think about that minute?
Well, I was thinking about a different direction. I was thinking about you press a button and you be another person, and you do that changing your character.
Right.
You do that in the press of a button and you're another character. And the other thing he said is about a hurricane hitting from the east, and that's where I'm a little bit wrong, because remember if you go to the barber shop, maybe we can go there. Oh, we can go to. I can show you from here from Ron's camp. No, not Ron. Excuse me. Omega. You see the. Hey. Holy crap. Oh no, it's just my. You see the. No, holy crap. I just. Oh, come here. I just saw something, man.
You see a Sunni star?
No, come here. Where I am. You see me on the map. Come.
All right, I'm coming.
You have
Dibbs
to be
might have
quick.
found
Come.
a new discovery, guys. He found
Okay.
cum.
Yeah. If you notice that some windmills are moving and some are still. This one is still, right?
Right?
And now when I move, it starts to move. Hold on. Here, it's moving. You see? In the shadow. Look at the shadow. You go back, and it's still.
Oh!
I move, and it starts to.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap! Okay, I go back. You see it? And it stands still. When you go forward, it starts to move.
That
Okay,
is
now I'm
not
going.
that is that windmill right there. It's the shadow of that windmill.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it again. Oh crap! Yeah. It's moving now. You're standing next to me. Come stand next to me. And look at the shadow. It's moving, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're going forward now.
Still moving.
Oh crap! Now it's starting. It keeps on moving.
You
Hold
gotta
on.
go back. You gotta go backwards to have it
I
stop.
gotta go back.
Yep, now it stopped.
Yeah, there it stopped. Oh, it's
Maybe-
almost getting light. Yeah,
I don't know if
and
that's
now
a
it's moving
rendering
again.
glitch. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
if
know.
That's a cool.
I
That's a great observation, though. Damn, that's a good
No,
observation.
I was just looking at it. It was just pure coincidental luck, or I don't know. Oh,
See, but I like
but-
that we're doing it this way. I like the observation you just made. I'm not trying to take away from that. Maybe that is something. But I like how we're doing this because we both hear the same thing and come up with two different ideas our minds go into. I heard snow, and I immediately thought of how Bigfoot is rare and needs the snow and the weather, and you had a completely different train of thought. So that's why it's good, guys. This is proof in itself, living fucking proof, if you will, that getting together with other mystery hunters is a good idea because you got to get your heads together and really hash it out and think, because you don't know what Rockstar is doing and you don't know what they did, and they're not one person. They're a bunch of people that get together with all their different brain waves and their different thought channels, and they did this as a team, so we have to do this as a team. So definitely use the comments, guys. Definitely use the comments. As you can see, just with me and him, two people, our minds are going in different directions, but I don't think that they're bad directions. I think they're all still in the maze of this mystery. So I love what we're doing here.
I just I find it strange that sometimes it moves, then it stops. But okay, I will look at that another time and see if some windmills aren't moving, and I hope that their shadow suddenly starts to move or something like that. I will look into that later on. Like maybe you can activate it, or I'm just fantasizing here, by the way. But I was talking about the hurricane that like natural disasters that they promised us in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the aliens. You got a poster in Omega's next to Omega's trailer, and you see like it's all flooded, and you got a sea plant near the observatory, like it's already been, but I think it will come on in the next 2 minutes. I don't know for sure, because I listened just for once. But
yeah, we'll go ahead and play the next 2 minutes.
But we made an awesome discovery, and probably it is nothing, but at least those tiny things for me are like a thrill for seek further, go on, look further.
Exactly.
Join
I
forces.
Agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and listen to the next 2 minutes, guys. We're almost done with Ron's podcast, and I love doing this, getting together, hashing shit out, and getting you guys involved is great. So here's the next 2 minutes, and then we'll get to some shout-outs in a minute, and then we'll be wrapping up the show. So here are the next 2 minutes of Ron's podcast.
About so-called sea level rising. Sea level rising. It is a fact that thousands of years ago, the sea rose and flooded everything, but a bunch of animals were on a cruise ship and they were saved. That's a truth that isn't taught in schools. You know what? Listen to me, Ron. Listen, to be honest, Ron, if we are going to get down to brass tacks, the real problem is universities.
Wait, is that really true?
Yes, it is. They practice bad science between frat parties, and they blame us when we as a country pay for it. You know what the government does? They use universities to push forward its own agenda of education and science. Oh, it is so terrible. Minds are literally being molded by professors every day, and nobody is doing anything to stop it. In the good old days, when America was doing well, almost no one went to university.
No one did.
No one did. But you know what they did? They fixed cars. They dug ditches. They sang doo-wop songs. Yes, real men. Yes. And we as women, we went to sock ops. The country has lost its moral compass. Where to go? You know what? I could show you a graph that proves everything.
We'll get to that later. But you know, thanks to the smartphone, I don't know where I am anymore. I look up directions, and the next thing you know, I'm sexting. It's very unsettling.
Ron, okay, let's get back on track here. We were talking about universities. They're evil and they ruined American youth. They encourage all this bad thinking. Now, most kids that go to these filthy colleges, they want to learn how to send better dick pics and cleavage pics on Snapmatic. If you want to learn, do it on your own dime, not on my dime. Order some books online, kids.
Okay, so I was gonna take you
Can I
over
go?
to.
Can I go? Yeah, can
Yeah,
I
go
go
ahead.
first on this
Go
one?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
She's talking about the flooding, and you see, if you look at Los Santos 2020 here, you see that the city is flooded with the alien on top of it, and you see the same image in a photo in a barbershop that it's also flooded. So that could be the national disaster that Rockstar promised us before the game came out. They're talking about the Ark, where the animals live, just like the Bible story, and we have the Ark, the pet Ark, in Sandy Shores. And she's talking about a university, and there's a plate on the ground there, and it spells some Latin words, and the Latin words spells out like everybody is a comedian. And I'm not sure what to think about that, but it's an Easter egg. I um, couldn't connect yet. And again, she is talking about university is shit, and that means like she wants to keep the power and the control to the government. She's talking for the government again, but that's just my personal opinion. But that's what I was talking about: the flooding, the Ark, university, and
And you know what? Like we were just talking a minute ago about how sometimes our paths go separately, how we hear something and we both go in different directions. Well, this is one of those times where we are on the same exact note as I was going to say the same things, man. You nailed it. I was thinking about the university over there in the city, and how they have the seal over there and how it says the stuff that you just brought up. And I was going to bring up how we were right next to that trailer with the flooding, and it's also in the barbershop. We've brought that up a couple times, and also the story, like the Bible story of Noah's Ark, as it's down on the street, but there's also a billboard for it right here. Um, and
oh
obviously,
yeah.
Animal Ark or Noah's Ark is a story of when the world was flooded by God,
Oh, go back,
right?
go back, go back, go back. I want to show you something else. Go back. Look at that snake.
Mm-hmm.
You see the snake? Doesn't that remind you of the Louvre gallery at one of those paintings? There's like a snake thing doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to point it out. I don't know what the meaning is, but I'm just looking at it and
And you notice also how it says the kids won't cry, and cry is all capitalized. Well, we also have those no crying zones and crying zones in the city. It says it on the walls.
yeah, and
What's
Cry
the
Cave.
and Cry Cave? What's the deal with
Yeah,
all
which
that
is a
stuff?
UFO, yeah, the UFO thing at Lester's house.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to think about, man. A lot of stuff that's
Yeah, we should write it down. I forgot to write it down, but I will look at the video again. And I just want to remind the people who are watching this, keep an open mind. Think what I have to say doesn't have to be right. What Danny has to say doesn't have to be right. Make your own thoughts, make your own ideas, and we try to combine it and look for the truth. Yeah, just like Ron said, look for the
exactly.
truth. Yeah,
Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mind open, and
yeah, your
just keep
mind
on
open.
searching for
Yeah.
the truth. And it's crazy because we do have even in Franklin's house, his the second house that he gets, not his aunt's house, but his own mansion, if you will. It says Animal Ark on the tag to that little bed inside of his house that Chop can sleep on, and it says limited edition right here above pets. And we know that the blueprint map with the limited edition is one that can be seen with a UV light to reveal secrets. So is that something, or a special edition? But is that something that's a clue to that? Maybe a lot of things to think about when listening to the show and looking at what we have in the game. Just a lot of stuff
That's
that's
what I
keeping
love. That's
our
what I
minds
love
going.
about with you hunting. because I would never even thought about this. And I don't know if it's true or something, but like you think about those small details. I love mystery hunting with you. Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Just
I
wanted
love
to
getting
say
together
that.
with
Yeah.
you too, man. It's always a good time. We always really do get some good conversations going and some good gears
Although
ticking
we don't
away.
agree, but that doesn't matter. It is, it's
Well,
like,
that's the point of a
yeah,
discussion video is to discuss it, not to agree, but to maybe to talk about it and figure out, and then people get involved, and that's how we really get together and do things, you know.
yeah.
So here are the next 2 minutes, guys, of Ron's podcast as we get closer to the end
I
of the
think the
podcast.
jetpack is coming up now.
Yeah, the jetpack part is coming up soon, guys.
Ron, we have to push Congress to close them, pass the tax savings back to the people who make this nation great.
Wait, the taxpayer?
Yes, the big taxpayers, exactly. Or even better, scrap taxes. The country would flourish. In fact, America, taxes are unconstitutional.
I have always thought that.
True. And we at the American Truth Institute, we love this country, and we love the founding fathers. That is why we want to change everything about this country because we love it so damn much. We love our country. God bless America. God bless Lady Liberty. We the people. I love this damn country. I am fighting. I am fighting America. I am fighting for us. God damn, I love my country.
So, Sophia, this is getting just a little bit political here.
No, we are not. We're not political, okay? We're renegades. We are fighting for justice on
Okay,
horses.
Sophia.
We're fighting on horses, sort of like when I was a young girl and I didn't fully understand the pleasurable rhythms and shivers of a galloping equine. I yet now long for it. You know, we just like you listeners to open their ears and their eyes, use your intelligence.
Hey, look behind you, the door is right there. Sophia, you're 100% out of here.
Ice caps are melting.
Get the fuck out of here.
You cannot shut me down.
I can do what I want. This is my show. That's why we never have guests here anymore.
I can hear you, Ron. I am still out
Shut
there.
up.
I am not going anywhere. I'm still here, Ron.
Okay, let's...
I'm so lonely. I haven't been touched by a man in a decade.
I feel like I'm going to have a couple nightmares tonight.
Couple nightmares tonight, right? More Back to the Dreams talks about more about galloping on horses. Back to Red Dead Redemption, or even animals, as we're here at Animal Arc, talking about the flooding still, and fighting, right? Like rebels even, and patriotic shit like the flag, a lot of shit. And a lot of the time of that 2 minutes was she not crying. We just got done talking about Cry and Cry Cave and Cry Zone. Any thoughts, Dibbes?
Well, I was just hearing the American Thinking Institute, and I googled that, and it's like a freak show. When you go there, you see all kinds of conspiracy theories. You can Google it, and but it's funny how you mentioned rebel and thing. And I don't know if you hear the whole podcast, but there suddenly she or him starts to talk about being a rebel, and so I think you're maybe on the right path here, right?
It's funny because as we go to these different locations that this podcast makes us think about, we see a lot of the same conversation clues in the very same areas, right? As we went over here talking about the flooding with Animal Arc, we have the flag, we have the Rebel Radio, where they have the country music, where like Red Dead Redemption and cowboy kind of vibes come in. A lot of the stuff. The crying connected with the billboard over there, and she starts crying. Maybe we even do have to go check out different locations of interest that we think of when we hear this podcast, look at the surrounding areas, and maybe find some stuff that way as well. I'm not too sure, but it seems to be making sense so far as we're doing it here in this video.
Yeah, I think it's remarkable that we're following this, because now they were talking about the Ark, and now they will talk about the rebel, be a rebel, and it's all like in a like a route, like some sort of treasure map or thingy. I don't know. Just play the next 2 minutes and then I think it will be more clear.
Definitely. Here we go, guys.
Let's continue now. Let's get to some real guests, and let's hear some more messages that people have left on the Truth Seeker hotline.
Hey, Ron, I wonder what you think about them self-driving cars. I hear they're testing them in the desert. Ron, I'm a trucker, and sometimes I doze off or swerve off the road a bit while, masturbating and thinking about ballet recitals and jetpacks and such. Self-driving.
I'm going to stop it just because he talks about the jetpack right there. Jetpacks
First time ever that Rockstar puts the word jetpack in the game.
That's right. That's the first time ever that we hear the word jetpack. That is pretty big. And he was talking about being in the desert and stuff, and that's exactly where this route, or treasure map, as you called it, is led us to, right here in the desert. And we're getting deeper in the desert, and he brings up jetpack. Now, as we go full circle, going deeper in the desert, are we not near that mysterious bunker at the end of the airstrip that we still can't access? That's a lot like the entrance to the murder mystery bunker, and a lot of the same clues that are out here, like the no flooding or flooding zone. We have those signs that say flooding may happen, or whatever they say over here. So a lot of the stuff, maybe it's this one, maybe it's this sign right here. I know there's a rattlesnake sign.
It's in the village. It's like you got a little village there.
This is the rattlesnake sign. See, rattlesnakes.
Yeah, but I think you should go back because they're going to talk about a rebel and be a rebel, and we know there are 2 different Morse codes at it. One is the altruist camp, like the website. They broadcast a website, but if you threw a sticky bomb at it, suddenly the Morse code changes. It suddenly turns into an SOS code,
right?
Like the end of the world, and nobody knows what the SOS. Why did Rockstar suddenly change the SOS into that? It's got to have meaning, but we still don't know what that meaning is. We know it's there, but we don't know the meaning of it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to play a couple seconds before where we ended, just to hear the word jetpack once again, and we'll be back with you guys in 2 minutes.
I'm a trucker, and sometimes I doze off or swerve off the road a bit while, masturbating and thinking about ballet recitals and jetpacks and such. Self-driving cars would ruin my way of life.
They should ban those self-driving cars. Look, technology is going to make us all obsolete. Example, a coal miner doesn't want to make solar panels. How is he going to look his boy in the face and say, I'll make them their big, tough solar panels, boy. Let's go have some quinoa and almond milk. His son would have every right to shoot him. Okay? It is my mission with this show to make everyone understand the real things you should be worrying about. This globalist agenda, the estrogen teeming through all of our veins. Oh, God. Pretty soon, we'll all be the same color and we'll speak one language. Like in that documentary with the robots. Globalists want to just open our borders and have some kind of big-ass party with that loud ethnic music while the rest of us just cower in our bunkers.
Okay, so right there, that was 1 minute, but he talked about solar panels. He just got done saying bunkers.
Right after the jetpack, he starts about solar.
Right, and if you think about it, we talked about...
I'm still a sucker for solar eclipse or something. That is just my thing. Solar eclipse, weather, just like the woman told in the beginning of the video. Weather, solar, and yeah. Okay, you can take it over from here.
And then if you think about what we just talked about a minute ago with the limited edition or special edition sign over there. One of the cars that came with the special edition was the Chameleon, and that had a big solar panel on top of the car. Remember that car, the Chameleon?
No, I don't play online.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, the Chameleon is a vehicle that is now available, I think, for everybody. But at the beginning, it was only for special edition, like the Hot Knife and other cars like that. And that had nothing but a solar panel on top of the car. And now, I think in the mod shop, it's even called a grid, which they made more things called grids tied to the different types of movies, like Tron and stuff, which is just Ron with a T. And they talked about the gas stations earlier, and that's also tied to Ron with Ron gas stations. So a lot of crazy stuff hidden within the words, guys, as we're at the hidden intersection sign as well. Let's go ahead and listen to the next 2 minutes.
No, wait up.
Oh,
Aren't you aren't you looking now, because I'm looking at every car now to see if it's self-driving, just to be sure. Like, yeah, you never know.
it could be.
You only need one. You only need one.
Right.
Yeah, maybe stick out here for 10, 15 minutes. Check it out. Just
We'll
I don't know. Just
We'll pay
speculating.
attention to some of the cars while we listen and shit. and see.
Just speculating. Okay.
Definitely.
Go
Here
on.
we go with the next couple minutes of Ron's podcast, as we're at the last 4 minutes of dissecting and first thoughts and coming to Ron's podcast.
I'm not gonna let you make me afraid. I am fanning the flames of rebellion. Do you hear me? Be a rebel. It
You
all
see?
begins by
Rebel?
fighting
Yeah,
against tyranny,
Rebel
by
Radio.
supporting our own special brand of it. It's easy to defeat globalists. Shout louder than them. Let's hear another fan message.
Ron, you talk about Lyme disease and gout a lot, and I have to thank you for it. Finally, a show that's about me. Everyone knows Lyme disease was invented in Portugal by American scientists. They're hidden in a base there trying to torture people. We have to save them.
Thanks, caller. Well, that is a fact. See, the agency employs more scientists than it does spies. Every year it invents thousands of new diseases. Lyme disease escaped from a lab, an American lab. And it's completely an untruth that it tastes like lime. Next message from another truth seeker.
Ron, I share people's concern with AI. I mean, it's so artificial. I won't ever let a robot into my house. This is it for humanity. This is our last fucking stand. Seriously, we gotta act now. Smashing all this so-called technology and returning to the steam age. And and then maybe we got a chance. But Jesus, the fucking microchips and they hate us. They just hate. And now it's fight or die. And I'm fighting hard, Ron, every goddamn day. Share the love. Spread love. Peace, goddamn it.
Oh, I do. I do share the love. And I also share the hatred of lies. Now, here's a good caller about lies.
Ron, I love you so much. I really do. I draw pictures of you sometimes, and they're really awesome. Anyway, you know who tells the most lies? Those Vinewood liberals.
So I heard a lot of love and hate, and we know that Trevor has the tattoos, right? Love, hate, and the blocks when he's at his at Floyd's apartment with the love and hate as well. The rebels, like you said, a lot of different things from that 2 minutes. What do you think, Dibbes?
Well, I was thinking he's talking about the steam age again, and that is a real clue to the altruist camp, because that's their like main goal. Expand, no, not expand. It's not an English word. Like crash technology. And the other thing that was really interesting for me was the disease brought in, escaped from the lab, like the human labs maybe. And we got that mission with Michael, like containing a disease or like, I don't know the English word, PrEP.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
those
With
things,
the humane, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good
yeah,
thinking, man. Good
just
thinking.
go, yeah, yeah, go back to the Steam Age, which spells we're at Rebel Radio again with Morse code, like go back in time, like and there's this disease coming, or yeah, I don't know. Just that was the thing I was thinking about. And again, these are just our first thoughts. We have to get into it deeper and talk to other mystery hunters on Twitter, on in the comments, or even online or at Xbox or PlayStation. And yeah, but it's a good thing we are doing this.
I agree. I agree. It's a good thing that we are doing this because
Yeah,
we get our first
but
thoughts
but 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 the
and
most yeah but the most thing that keeps popping back is scientists, scientists, and time, and I don't know. Yeah, scientists. It's just what
and you know how
keeps popping back to
as
me.
you keep on mystery hunting, your thoughts change. So it's always good to have this documented, our first thoughts, because our
Yeah,
thoughts might change so much differently, and you never know if it's just because you're getting inside your own head or not.
and
But
the
it's always good,
yeah,
a
and the
nice
big
realization to go back to your first thoughts of first time hearing it.
yes, and maybe it's because I made several videos of the Galileo house, but there are all scientists equipment. If you look at the logo, the building, at the companies there, Flotoscope, Miasma, they're all scientific um, machines. They're all to be found. The isomorph, everything, all those logos are to be found in the humane labs. And if we're talking about the last 2 minutes, so and they're talking about scientists and Galileo and the weather. It keeps coming back, and we're missing something. But Ron is talking about so many things that I'm gonna hear this 10 times and write things down and write things off, and suddenly I will get a theory, and I will like uh, investigate that.
Right, and
I don't
then
know. Yeah,
we'll also touch base with you guys and everything you guys have been saying and everything.
yeah.
This is the last.
Everything is. Yeah, everything is open. Every opinion counts, because
Okay.
I want to point it out again. It's been 4 years that Rockstar did something, add something to a radio station, and suddenly it's Ron, the mystery hunter from the single player. He is talking about it. After 4 years, Rockstar they didn't have to do it, and suddenly they did. And the last update, it was an alien egg mission. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So it means something. I'm so convinced that this is the lead we have to follow, and now it's up to us to work together and find the like the golden ticket from the movie,
The Chocolate
the
Factory,
Chocolate
Willy
Factory.
Wonka.
Yeah. We have to find the golden ticket.
That's right. You guys might be holding it in your thoughts right now. You never know. We don't got quite 2 minutes left, but the last of Ron's podcast coming at you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Elitists! Who do they think they are? I'm a waitress. You don't see me shooting my mouth off of political opinions like these liberals. What gives a millionaire actor the right to express their stupid opinion when they don't even know the meaning of real work like me? Anyway, I'll send you some of these pictures I drew of you.
It's about the chemicals, man. Chemicals in food make us effeminate, and we can't fight back. It's full of hormones. Where, again, is the real manly man? Now, after I've had a salad, I don't want to stave someone's head in with a rock, and that is a problem. Name me one strong vegetarian. Just name me one. The fact is, you can't. You can't. That's all the time we have for this week's podcast. Now, thanks to Blaine County Community Hour for letting us rebroadcast it. I'm Ron Jakowski. Until next time, someone is reading your thoughts, so make sure they're scrambled. Together, we can save America.
If there's anybody listening, please, it needs to be cut.
Will you shut the fuck up?
That is the Ron broadcast finisher upper, and talks about scrambled like the wave links or the stuff that he listens to on his walkie-talkie. How he says that they're scrambled, and
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah, and I was thinking about rearrange and segregate. Keep your mind. They were listening, and keep your mind scrambled or something like.
right, and he talks about vegetarians. Right, we have that green juice we could drink with Michael, and I brought up before about the undead nightmare, and in Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare, you have the every 200 years the zombie apocalypse will happen. And in this game, when you are in Michael's house, and sometimes you can hear Amanda, Michael's wife, drink the juice, and she'll say, "Oh my God, this is so disgusting. If I don't live to be 200 years old, then I'm gonna kill myself or something." And she says that if I don't live to be 200 from drinking that juice, isn't it funny that every 200 years the undead apocalypse happens, according to Undead Nightmare lore in Red Dead Redemption? And even Trevor in this game calls Michael's green juice like magic something, and his magical yoga with his magical powers and shit. And hearing the last few minutes of Ron's podcast, Dibbs, what's your thoughts on the last few minutes of that?
Well, I didn't know about the green juice. I never paid attention to it, so I agree. I just heard the scrambling thing. Keep your mind scrambled, and I don't know what to think about it yet, but that it reminds me of the segregate and rearrange thing. And they were talking about initials. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it right now.
You're talking a lot
I
about
just
liberals, right? And she even brought up the Statue of Liberty or Happiness, and that's where one of the biggest Easter eggs in GTA 4 were, right? Where we got to see the beating heart,
Yeah.
which they brought back up in this podcast and in Capolavoro, as we see in the movie, the chained heart. That's also tied to Rockstar's past with the horses and time and the clocks in that movie. A lot of things are getting tied together, guys. It's a big riddle or puzzle, and we really need to just take a minute and figure a way to, like Dib said, to segregate and rearrange the stuff, because it's been given to us already. Like he said earlier, most of the things have been found. It's our time now to crack this open by just focusing, listening, paying attention, and just getting together as a team and figuring this motherfucker out. That's my conclusion here.
Yeah, I think we hear so much, and at the end when he says just scramble it, just like you have this show, and he starts off with time and go on with scientist and jetpack, and just maybe scramble it and then hear it in another order, or I don't know yet, but there are so many options. But I really believe that Rockstar put this in the game after 4 years, that there is something here to be found. That maybe they added it, just like the alien egg, but there is something we can find now. And I'm convinced about it. I'm really convinced about it. If it's not, I quit. I quit the mystery. Then I'm sure then there's nothing left. Or just I made the conclusion I'm not smart enough. That could be an easy conclusion too. And they might be right. I'm not smart enough. But I think that there is a lot to go on, and I think we together we can crack this. If everybody keeps an open mind and don't think that don't listen to me too much, don't listen to Danny or anyone else. Keep an open mind for yourself and your own ideas, and then we combine them, scramble them like Lester says. Or Lester, hear me, Ron says, and then we can crack this. I think we can.
Exactly. I really do think so. Well, this was a long one, guys. This is a long broadcast, but it was definitely worth it as we gave you our first thoughts. Give us your first thoughts in the comments below. Even if you already did it in the live feed, a lot of people won't be able to see that as this becomes a video. So go ahead, if you don't mind, jump back in. Go ahead, leave some comments. Let us come back to this tomorrow.
Yeah, I would
and look
I would
at
really
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Because
so would
sometimes
I.
I see sometimes in my chat such wonderful comments, like really good thinking,
And then they're
and then
not there
suddenly it's
in the
gone.
comments,
Yeah,
yeah, because
that's
it was
not
only
there
during the
anymore.
live,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you guys had some good stuff to say in the live feed, if you're live with us here for the broadcast, please definitely come back. It's not for the extra view. It's not like that. We're really trying to do
No,
something
no,
here. We're really trying to do something here,
no.
and we really want to know what you have to say, honestly, and that's what it is. So if you don't mind coming back after it's been a video processed and everything, and it's not a live video anymore, after it's a solid stationed up video, go ahead, give us your thoughts, let us know what you think. And before we go, just give a shout out to the people that have been with us from the beginning. System Crash, shout out to you. Cinematic, the dude, long haired, Chief AWG, Tiburon Asa Carlos, Soy Marcos, Tim Knight, Mikey Beckers, Mr. iView Vision.
Oh,
Um,
he's. I know a lot of familiar names, man. Hello, hello.
yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
you
awesome
guys
people
are
here.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, a lot
Definitely
of awesome
Lord
people.
or Zord Scar, Einzmulf. If I butchered your name, which I definitely did, I'm sorry. Akram RT, Mac Highlights, V Viral Gunner. All you guys, thank you so much for jumping in. Dibbes, thank you once again. Glitches HD, Trippy Triton, Trippy Dutch, all you guys, thank you so much. Dibbes, thank you, and thank you again for letting me stay in your bed, putting on your slippers, and using your soap to wash my ass crack. Thank you once again for letting me come over and visit you in the Netherlands. And just kidding, I use my own soap, but I wanted to get you startled there for a second. Yeah, thank you once again, and thank you for doing this video with me. Guys, we're going to be getting together again soon, like we said, with the Xbox community. If you are on the PS4, join us on the community solving the Chiliad Mystery. And if you're on the Xbox, go ahead and join the club, Chiliad Mystery. We'll see you guys soon in the next video or broadcast. Until next time, take it easy, Tata, and as always, peace.
Goodbye, everybody.